on this criticism of Kash Patel and Dan Bongino at the FBI. I understand being frustrated with the pace. I'm an impatient person. I like when things move quickly. But in this case, things can't move that quickly. That's just the way government works. And that's the point, right? I mean, it's not a television show. And I think that's what everybody has to understand. We're so used to instant gratification. I mean, if that's the case, I would think that most of you are microwaving your steaks, right? Because it's faster. But no, it doesn't taste that good. And that's the point, right? That's the point. Some things need time. It's not Law and Order. It's not a movie where this big case is put together in an hour, and then the trial takes 30 minutes, and then the perp walk, and they put him in prison, right, for the final 15 minutes, and then we find out what happens in it. This is not a movie. This is real life. And what we have to remember is that if we want these corrupt politicians, we're all looking for the arrests of Comey and Schiff and Hillary Clinton and all of these corruptocrats, right? Well, if we want those arrests and those charges to result in convictions, because that's the ultimate goal, right? We want these people convicted. We don't just want them arrested. What's the point of arresting somebody if they're not found guilty? There is no point. If we want them convicted, then these guys, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, and everybody down the line, they've got to build cases that are so airtight. Remember, if we're indicting politicians, a lot of these cases are going to be held and heard in D.C. They've got to build cases that are so airtight that a D.C. jury, right, members of that jury coming from a jurisdiction that voted upwards of 95% for Kamala Harris, they've got to build a case that is so airtight that it can convince a jury like that these corrupt politicians are guilty. Now, would you rather them just rush into it and recklessly put together these prosecutions the way Biden's DOJ handled a lot of J6 cases? Remember, the 1512 obstruction charge was ruled to be applied inappropriately to January 6th cases. Do you want to prosecute people and convict people on charges that wind up getting overturned in the future? You see how the courts are working against Donald Trump now. And for everybody who's saying, well, the day one promises, yeah, I know, Kash Patel said he's going to turn the Hoover building into a museum on day one. If you took that literally and didn't understand that he was being hyperbolic, then I don't know what to tell you. We just all voted for arguably the most hyperbolic speaker in American presidential history, right? Donald Trump, it's big, it's beautiful. We're going to build the most beautiful thing. We're going to solve the Russia-Ukraine war 24 hours. He didn't get that solved. Would you say Donald Trump is a failure? No. These things take time. And I'm sorry, but flipping out and acting like, that Patel and Bongino are just more of the same after a month and a half is irrational. Nothing that sweeping, the lasting change, the sweeping change that we're all looking for cannot be brought about in a month and a half. Now, the FBI has rounded up some illegal alien drug traffickers and gangbangers, 3 of the top 10 most wanted. So things are happening. And just because it's not the things that you want to happen on your preferred timeline, that does not mean that they're never going to happen. These guys deserve more than a month and a half of time. They walked away from a whole hell of a lot, specifically Bongino, from a multi-million-dollar media empire in the making to serve us. The least we can do is be a little stronger, a little less flaky than to turn on these guys after a month and a half.